Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can see me because I can't even see myself. I don't know how to get out of this. No, I gotta go back. I'm not even sure, like, if I'm seeing myself here. What's going on? I don't know if you can see me because I can't even see myself. How to get out of this? I gotta go back. I'm not even sure. I'm not even seeing myself here. That's not it. Now we can just. Okay, now we're live. Now we can just. Okay, now we're live. I don't have anybody watching yet, it's just me. It just took me a while to understand how to do it. Because Elijah, he just does all this for me, but I couldn't figure out how to get myself on there so I could see it. I'm on there now. Just waiting for people to come on, if anybody does. Yeah, I had like 3 or 4 views. Boy, that is like really delayed.
Yeah.
What? No, it's not. It's just after 9.
It's almost 9.
It's 9:02. Oh, just pretty quiet. Not getting anybody to come on. What's that say?
YouTube shot.
Hello, Joanne. It's not allowing me to. That's weird. I'll just do it here. I'm trying to figure out this whole.
Open a web browser.
Well, then that's just going to open up a whole nother thing, I think. But why it won't let
It
me.
would probably go to that.
Right.
That's you.
So I signed up on that one Shamrock thingamajig, I think it was, that you sent me. In the Wajak, I think, or Decatur. I can't remember where it was, on March 19th. So hopefully they'll get back with me and I can find out if I can do that or not. I need to try to make her moderator. How do I do that? Add moderator? I think that's how I do it.
Yep. She's not moderator.
Courtney's tired. She just got home from work.
We were busy.
Were you?
Like super busy.
You see that?
Just going. Due dates.
It's like late. It's sometime in May, possibly. We're thinking late April, sometime in May. Because there was a few times that Courtney's seen Blaze cover her a few different times, so we're not sure exactly when her due date is, but she's definitely in full. Okay, I should turn that down some so it's not like echoing back. It says I have 0 viewers.
But Joanne's watching.
And I am. That should be the 2. See, I don't know if I could see better. I mean, it's more clear looking through my glasses here, but I still have like, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm trying to get used to them.
Your surgery is in 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a good thing because this molar up here is starting to hurt again. And it'll be nice to actually have the surgery done. No, it wasn't. I thought there was a vendors event sometime yearly through like May through October, I think, in Cass. I'm thinking there was because I had someone get a hold of me one time, but I lost her information. Hello, cow person. How you guys doing? Or David, I should say. He doesn't like to be called that. I'm just trying to find vendors events around. The one in Mendon says they already have somebody that does goat milk soaps, but she still would like me to be able to be there, and they're on Thursdays from, I think it was 2 to 6. Thank you. I'm still getting used to try to wear them because, I mean, I can see now, which is great. Yeah, I have glasses now. I have to wear them so I can be able to see. And I can see pretty well with them. I couldn't believe how bad my eyes were. I mean, I tried to explain to people what I could see, but they obviously were worse off than what I was actually stating because I can see really well now. But I can't wear them if I'm looking at my phone because they make my phone look 3D, so I can't wear them when I'm looking at. But like watching the TV, I can actually read subtitles now and see people's faces and actually see what's going on. So that's a nice thing. When I drove Courtney to work today, it was amazing how clear everything looked. And when my husband was driving us back from Three Rivers when we went to go pick my glasses up, I had them on. I never even noticed there was a what do you want to call that? A house way back in Laundred that I didn't even know about. David said that. Yeah, Courtney's just a little tired today because she worked her butt off. Had kind of a late night. You might hear music playing because Billy's downstairs working out right now. He works out every other day. So hopefully we don't get like monetized or anything. Everybody.
Going to sleep. Bye, guys.
Good night, love you too. So like next week after my surgery, we're having plans to do a video on Odessa's ultrasound to see how many kids she's having. She's got a little pooch on her right now, so she should be like roughly on the 3rd. She should be around 40 days or so, so that'd be a good time. But my surgery's on the 2nd, and I'll be laid up for 2 days. So like my new channel, Tea with Jamie. I'm not sure I'll be able to post videos for those 2 days, but I will definitely try maybe the next day. But the doctor said that with my face being so skinny that I'm definitely gonna notice the swelling within the next 24 hours after or so. So that will be something. See, I almost think I'm too close to this because it's easier for me to read that with them off than it is with them on, but it's clearer, if that makes any sense. Just what happens when you see things differently and whatnot. And then I'm supposed to be doing DHI testing too the following week, so the second week of March. I'll be doing that, and I'll do a video on that too. And then we'll show results. I'm actually keeping all the doe kids. So I'm keeping both Ariel's kids, which is Willow and Scarlet. I'm keeping Cal's daughter, which is Jules. And then I'm keeping Mavis's daughter, which is Patsy. And she was named after my grandmother, which is Patricia, which that's what will be on her paperwork, but we call her Patsy for short. And she's got a lot of personality. She's like a spitting image of Mavis. And then, of course, if Odessa has girls, those will definitely be kept too, because Odessa is 11 years old this year in June, and I don't think I'll breed her another year. She wasn't even supposed to be bred now, but since it happened, definitely going to keep her doe kids, so I can just keep her line going. I think that subscriber count at top is wrong. I know, right? And my husband's like, you can't keep them all. We're not getting the herd size that we had before. I understand that. We're not. But I told him, I said, how am I supposed to keep kids and sell as family milkers if I don't keep any doe kids to actually train as family milkers and then sell them? But I've got to be able to breed them and then keep doe kids out of them to keep the generations going, because I want to be able to do DHI as long as I can, because Cinderella and Carrot were 11-star milkers. And that was 11 years worth of genetics that person that I bought them from worked with that genetics, So now that Country Winds is no longer a dairy and they're not raising goats no more, my 3 Country Wind goats that I have, which is Zeus, Ariel, and Mavis, that's the last of those bloodlines that are available. And I'm hoping to be getting a new butt kid. I'm looking at one that's from the same farm Lancelot is from. But I was hoping to find a Sun Glue, but I think they're, I can't remember what color they are, but we'll see. The testing, I think that's what that says, testing. Yeah, I gotta take these off because this is so blurry. It's 3D looking is what it is, but I can read that pretty good right there. So the testing is DHI. It's for milk production. It tests the amount that they milk, the butter fat that they produce, and protein. Yes, she is. She's a character on her own. But this helps them. And then when you milk them out for 305 days, if they produce enough volume or produce enough butter fat by the age of the goat, they can earn a milking star. Well, Mavis was on it last year, and the American Dairy Goat Association did not. They didn't accept my results, even though she earned it. So I got to do it all over again. Hello, Southern Roots. So I got to do it all over again on Mavis. But when I have one on test, I do everybody. It just keeps track of what they're milking, and you can look back on heritage and stuff like that and see how much a goat's milked and everything. And it's good to know that anyway, especially if somebody's looking for a heavy milker, and that's what we breed for, is heavy milking. Like Cal last year, she was milking just over 2 gallons a day. Ariel was at 1.5 gallons, and Mavis, being a first-time freshener, she was right at 1 gallon. This year, Mavis's udder is twice the size it was, but I don't know what she's milking. But between the 3 does that I do got milking, I'm getting roughly just over 5 gallons a day. I hope I wasn't talking too fast, but I get pretty excited when I talk about genetics in my herd anyways, and milk production and all that good stuff. But if you guys want to talk about something different, just ask me a question and I'll be happy to answer it. Exactly, David. I do got to keep my bloodlines going, but explaining that to my husband is all he sees is my herd building and building and building and building, you know. But I have a passion, and that's something I love doing. And he's like, but you already have with just 3 goats milking already getting too much milk. And I'm like, that's because I'm not using it to the fullest. Like, I could be making cheese, but I just ordered me a cheese press, so I'll start making cheese, hard cheeses anyways. I can do yogurts because I've got that machine. I can start making ice cream again. And I'm doing soaps some more because I've got Milk Plenish here, and I'm going to be doing lotions, CBD men's line lotions anyways, because I got to get stocked up for vendors that start in May at least. I got one in April, and I might have one in just a couple of weeks in March, but we'll see. Amsba Abby Abilene. I'm pronouncing that way wrong. Hello. Welcome. But Joanna, if you happen to find any more, you know, of those, please send them to me. That way I can figure out. Because I've been looking. I tried to look up the one in Cass, and I can't seem to find it. But I know someone messaged me last year about it if I wanted to be in it, and I was told that there was, I think Jessica was in it. So I don't want to try to step on other people's toes, but I also want to get into them if I can, if nobody else has the same products being sold. You did? That's good. I'll be making more of that too. Oh, and Lancelot comes home tomorrow, so Zeus will be very happy to have his buddy back home. Cal's buck kid actually goes home with those people bringing Lancelot back as their herd sire. I just told him they got to finish bottle feeding him for another few weeks, and that he's eating hay and grain, so that's pretty nice. He's actually a really big, thick kid. I'm pretty impressed with the way he looks, and his color tones are just stunning. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, my husband says that we have to get a skid steer first, which is understandable because you know, he has to do most of the manual labor here anyways, and a skid steer would really help him out. Well, a skid steer is running the same price that we got quoted for barn. So the barn will probably have to wait, but he told me that I need to start looking for something that I could at least milk in that would be closer to the girls, and then a shop. So that being said, I am now looking for places that I could possibly get maybe just a shed, a barn type shed. I was looking at one, I think is a 12 by 20, I think, or something like that, 14 by 20. That's a red barn with double doors at one end and then a regular door with a couple windows. That was running roughly just over $8,000, which I think would work for them up there, which would make it so I don't have to take them clear down. Because if we get a skid steer, it's got to be in the garage. Well, all my goat milking stuff is takes up half the garage. So I got to be able to keep that somewhere else. You know, I thought about possibly doing a goat show maybe at just the local county fair, maybe at Cass or St. Joe. But I'm trying to see if I can get my goat milk beauty products set up at Cass County. I've already got my paperwork for St. Joe County Fair, which is in two different counties. And I'm going to see about possibly getting into both those. They're in two different months, so I would for sure be able to do it, but you're talking a week long, so I don't know. Yeah, well, the barn is like 80 grand. So 8,000 to 80 grand is way cheaper. You'll see in some upcoming videos of what's changing and whatnot. I mean, I don't really want to say too much right now. I'm like 12 days ahead on videos. It's just how I video. I mean, I video every day. Sometimes I get 2 videos in a day. It just depends. If it's interesting, I'll video it. Today I did one video. We watched 7 deer come through the back of the property here. There was 5 average sized does and 2 small, really small ones. And they were just kind of watching us as they're wandering through, eating what they could eat through the snow, and that was it, and going out to the farmer's field. Yeah, it is pricey, but materials and everything else have gone up, so it's not surprising. We had a price done for a post frame building, a 64 by 80, and they wanted roughly 80 grand for it. And then we had an all steel building, which is kind of like a carport style, 64 by 80. And I'm still waiting on the quote to come back for that, but they had quoted us prior to that at 70,000, I think, but I told them that they didn't put my doors in on each side. So they were supposed to give me another quote on that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've got a video that'll be coming out of just some deer that I videoed that my husband told me about. He texted me when he was outside. He's like, deer's out back. So I hurried up and grabbed my phone and ran to the big windows in the living room and videoed it. But I don't know when it is. I have no idea how many videos ahead I am still on it. I usually have to go to the oldest video, watch it to see what it was about, and then that's kind of how I do my titles. It's like everybody's quiet now. All I can hear is my husband's music playing. He's got some growling rock music playing right now. That's what I can hear. How person, do you know about my new channel, Tea with Jamie? It's morning chats with me before I start my day. This chair is killing my hips. Yeah, actually it's gonna go up. I'm like pointing toward it. Yeah, it's gonna go up there kind of in front of Hercules, is between Hercules and Diamonds will be the front of it, and it will go whatever 80 feet is back toward the east. But for right now, we're going to end up moving the horses behind the house, kind of where the deer come through. And then the goats are going to stay up there because my husband wants to be able to create the pad so it's ready for the barn when we're financially able to do that, because he says like he can't make both payments on a skid steer and a barn. We're not rich. I will write it. Yes, Joanna. That is for sure something we are going to try to do. We've got Jill to train to ride. My husband has been trying to just sit on Hercules and let him walk around with him on. And we need to get Miss Meg broke this summer. And of course, Diamond already is. She just needs some ride time. Cherry, I don't know if Courtney's going to be riding her once she has her foal, but we have plenty of other horses that can be ridden. Could Billy not just rent a skid steer? Well, see, this was our problem. Last year we spent almost $20,000 on renting equipment. So that $20,000 that we rented on equipment, we could have put down on a skid steer, which skid steers are running. The ones that we've been looking at are $70,000, and they're brand new. So I mean, we're gonna definitely have to rent stuff this year, but we don't want to if we don't have to. But to be able to get like a new John Deere, we can't even get one till fall because there's no machines available. So Monday I got to do a lot of calling around to some different companies to find out if they have machines, or if we have to order them, how long are we setting out, if just stuff like that. We know we're going to have to rent an excavator to get the trees down behind the house that are right next to the house. I think there's 3 of them. But my husband wants to level the back of that off to the level of the basement, because there's like a slight hill toward there and the water runs off and hits the basement walls and stuff, and he wants to clean that off. We've got a lot of stuff that we got to end up doing, but you know, we just, it just takes money. Right? Like everything does. Now I'm a little like moving quite a bit because my hips are hurting right now from sitting in this hard chair. We just got so much we want to get done, and we've done a lot in the last 2 years. I mean, you both know, you and Joanna, you both know because you've watched the videos, you've seen the transformation of when we first moved here to what it is now. You've seen us move the goats from where they were when we put them here in November of 2020 to where they are now. I mean, we've done quite a bit here already, but it's going to take, like my husband said, probably another 5 years before we get everything done. And in his eyes, he's thinking he's going to be too old to even do anything by the time he gets it done. And I don't believe that. My husband's a workhorse, and he does not act his age at all. Hopefully it's not catching that music. I'm really afraid I'll get flagged. Can you guys hear the music playing? Just out of curiosity. I'm trying to find some video music app that YouTube allows to actually put in to videos so I don't get them flagged. Because like that first video I did of the babies, that was Willow and Scarlet. Yeah, I know you have. You've been like pretty much here. You too, Joanne. Thank you for being here. Yes, David, you've been here. You've been one of my very first subscribers for the last few years. Well, that's good. I'm glad. But like I was saying, I watched Sandy Brock. She's a sheep farmer in Canada, and she posted something where she uses her music and she doesn't get flagged, but I noticed you got to pay for it. Like you can do a free trial, but you got to pay for it. And I was watching Jason Crocker do a um, what the heck, a podcast about small to new channels, and he even talked about how he uses this a YouTube app, but you have to pay for it, a subscription to use the music. But I wondered how people do that, but I guess I know that now. Yeah, I love her. I messaged her and asked her to message me because we're actually one of the other animals we're going to be getting is going to be sheep, and it's only for market purposes. A few ewes and maybe 2 rams or whatever for breeding, and then sell the lambs when they get to a certain weight at the market, just to help with a little bit of extra income. So I was trying to get her input of like how many ewes I should start off with that would be a more marketable purpose for us, or what her thoughts would be on that. I mean, I know she's got a couple hundred ewes, and but she does that, full time with wool and everything else. And I'm not necessarily looking to do wool or anything because I already do the goat milk beauty products. I'm pretty uh swamped as it is doing that. I want to get a website put up, but then trying to keep that up would probably be something too that I got to try to deal with. But I'm looking into it. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and trying to do it is not easy. I can't believe there's only you and me watching. It's kind of sad. I figured, Saturdays later in the evening would be good for trying to get people to come in and watch, but I guess people are just too busy. I'm surprised Olivia isn't in tonight. I don't know. I could always probably. No, there's a lot of people that do it at 7. See, I just don't want to step on anybody's toes. Yeah, what breed of sheep? I have no idea. I'm not a sheep person. When my parents were together, we lived on a farm that they had a trailer, and we lived in the trailer, and my dad worked outside the home, of course. And I always went to the farmer's house, and he raised sheep, and there would be mama ewes that would reject the babies, and he didn't want to bottle feed, so I ended up with them. And all I remember is they had black faces, black legs, like a white woolish looking thing on them, but other than that, I don't know any types what they were. I know, right? It's just I don't understand. I've got almost 1,600 people for subscribers, but it's just you and I here. We're just really hoping to get more people to subscribe to us. I don't know why that's doing that. So is that the breeds of them then? The Dorset and Suffolk blackface? Are those the type breeds that have the black faces? I mean, I don't think it really matters when it comes to market lambs, as long as they are weighing close to 100 pounds or whatnot. What's that? I don't know what that is. It's something Elijah put on there. When I get a new subscriber, it says that I have a new subscriber, but that was from 7 days ago, so I'm not sure what that was for. I don't know when it comes to this streaming. I think it's called Streamlabs. It's something Elijah put on here for specifically doing my lives, so I don't have to do it on my phone. But I'm not real sure what that's all about yet. But when Elijah's here next weekend, I'll definitely have him try to show me a little more on what to do, because it took me a while to even get my screen so I could see myself in the video. All I could hear was my voice. It took me a little bit to get that done. I'm just not very tech savvy. I can hear my husband singing down there and clapping. I can tell he's feeling good with his workout. So I'm actually looking right now, seeing what the prices are on ewes and whatnot, what we have going around here. Oh, I see. Yeah. I think those are the ones that Sandy has, because she doesn't have very many black faces. She had a red one born this year. That was pretty. I seen that. I hope she ends up keeping that one, but we'll see. If I could find somebody that had babies, I'd go ahead and pick up some babies and just bottle feed them right with my kids. Because once Mavis's son goes, he leaves in April-ish, I should say. They got to get some fencing put up before they can actually take him, because they don't have anywhere to keep him. So I'm keeping him here till then. He's going as a 4-H wether. You know that kid weighs over 20 pounds right now? He's a big kid. He's nice and wide, and he's long. He's just like, he's beautiful. He would have made a great herd sire, but she needed a buck kid. And when I looked at the two between Mavis's buck kid and Cal's buck kid, I was thinking who was more flashier, that'd be more appealing for herd sire, and I picked Cal's kid. I know, it's beautiful. Its wool looked red. And I know, like, when she does her wool items that she does, like her hats and stuff, that she doesn't have very many black wool. But I know she's got a lot of requests for that. So now if she keeps that red, I don't know if it's a ewe lamb or a ram. I can't remember what she said it was, but either way, if she keeps it. Hello, getting started on the homesteading. Yes, I think you're the first time here too. Welcome. So we're talking about sheep right now. We don't have any on our farm, but we're looking to get some for market purposes only. And I'm the only ones I know of are the black face ones, and that's kind of what we're trying to consider. But I'm looking around in our areas for ewe lambs and rams, and I'm kind of seeing what the price of them are, which is basic prices, I guess. But I would probably consider getting some lambs because I've got goat kids drinking from being bottle fed, or bucket fed, I should say now. So I could put them on that with my kids. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm in like jumping back and forth between stuff. And I'm kind of like, it might look like I'm a little jittery, but my hips are hurting sitting on this hard chair. And I've got rheumatoid arthritis, so that would be why. It's just a little rough on my butt. Well, I mean, I'll always try to look for them. That would be great. We are in Michigan. Where are you from? Trying to make sure I have answered everything. Yeah. So I don't even know like when we will get them, but I know they have sheep sales down at the Shipshewana auction in Indiana on Wednesdays, I believe. And I could always probably see if I can Western Kentucky. I've been to Kentucky, um, Louisville. Actually, been to the racetrack, the horse racetrack. Yeah, I need my I bought this pillow. I don't know. It's probably 14 inches around, like a just a round one, and I use that when I'm at my vendors meets. I use that to sit on, and it's like memory foam. So, but that's packed away downstairs. I don't have to run down there and grab it. But the next time I go live next Saturday at 9, I'm definitely putting one down. I'm gonna dig that thing out and sit on it because it really does save my hips from any soreness. But like I was saying, if I could go to the auction and just see, maybe I could pick up some lambs, and just do lambs, start them off as lambs, and then keep a few ewes if I find any ewe lambs, and then possibly get me a buck or whatever, or a ram. I want to say buck for goats. That's what happens when you're a goat person. But I was always told, like, growing up, that sheep are hard to keep in fences. But I like the theory how people think goats are hard to keep in fences, and I have no problem with our goats. Cattle panels are the best to keep goats in, that way, because goats climb and they can't bust the fence down. It works. So I don't know if sheep are the same way or not. I know they're kind of flighty because I remember growing up, the farmer that we lived on his farm, his sheep were very flighty. And I noticed Sandy Brock's, hers can be at times, but I don't know if that's just because they're mainly dam raised or what. Right. I know it's not like a billy goat, right? What if we like bought the lamb ram as a baby? I mean, would that make a difference? You think? And we have to get together here in Western Kentucky at Heartland Homestead Picnic. That sounds great. When's that? The reason why I asked about raising a ram lamb from a baby, because if you do that with, goats, like our bucks are, they act like dogs. I mean, they'll crawl up in your lap and try to sit on you if you'd sit down. Zeus wags his tail when you pet him. They love attention. They love just being around you. But that's like a bull. I would never turn my back on a bull either. But our hay guy down the road, they used to have a dairy farm, and they said they had a calf that they showed in 4-H. So he was a bull that they trusted. But they did have a bull that they said that they never trusted. He would go after them, so he had to go down the road. Trying to make sure I see this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we could find one and bottle fed it from just itty bitty, like we do with all our goats. I'm not saying that that's correct way to do it, but that's how we do it here. Second weekend in September. Is that something you're hosting? Getting started on homesteading? Are you a subscriber to my channel by chance? Because I don't think I've ever seen you comment on my videos. Or maybe I'm just not remembering. Maybe you can tag me in it or something. So David, how many babies you think uh Odessa's gonna end up with? She's always ever had twins. That's just it. She's never had any more of that. And remember, she's an old lady. She'll be 11 right before she actually has them, because she's due May 23rd and she was born June 6th, I think. She was born in June. Actually, I can look at her papers right now. Actually, tell ya, because I got them right here. Because last week I did on my live, people were asking me bloodlines of my goats, so I was trying to. Audacity. She was born, yep, the 7th. So June 7th is when she was born. 2011. She is an old lady. Straight Ridge Farms and put in. Yeah, I'm thinking she'll have that too. Because that's what she's always had. I got my fingers crossed for pink. Please be pink. Yeah, she's got some really, I forgot how well bred she was. She's out of Hickory Knoll. Zeppelin, who's out of Redwood Hills. Stone Amnesty out of Hickory Knoll. Etcher, that's on her top side. And then she's out of Grace Hill Trinity and Kuala Pule Etcher ET, and then Grand Champion Grace Hill Erica. So she's a 6-star milker. So if I keep a doe kid out of her, if she gives me a doe kid, just say, Zeus, please let there be doe kids in there. He produced 3 doe kids this year and 1 buck. So Zeus likes to produce doe kids. I've always had a really high percentage of doe kids come out of him every time I breed him. So let's hope for it.